causes terrible animal violence, and that has motivated choices we've made in our family to adopt animals from SPCA, and in the case of this little girl, Animal Care and Control, because they are organizations that are very committed to in the fight against animal violence.
During the 2008 election, there was a ballot proposition, Proposition 2, that made for a humane treatment of animals in farm spaces, giving them adequate moving space and giving them adequate access to food, water, and basic necessities. And that bill passed with nearly 60% of the vote, and that was a really big step forward especially for farmers in the Central Valley and for California as a whole, to make sure that their farm resources had, to make sure that our farms were raising animals that were humanely treated. And I think the government has done a good job, at least at the state level here in California. And around the country, though, there's more work to be done. We need to make sure that, it really boils down to an environmental policy that where we are frankly destroying our natural resources. So there is more work to be done.
Generally try to help animals that I'm close to in my life. And if I find an animal on the street, what I've done actually before is taken them to my house to make sure that we can find the owner for them or bring them to a shelter. And I have volunteered at animal shelters before.
I think everyone can do something to stop it. I think it starts with basically respecting animals and treating them well and treating them, even though they're not human, treating them like we would treat other people. Treating them, they are sentient beings, they give us love, they contribute a lot to our lives, and I think they're deserving of our respect, and I think that's where it starts. I think not supporting animal violence and actively maybe even working against that.
Ever since I was little, I've always been around animals. My family has adopted a total of 4 cats, a dog, and a multitude of fish. And that being said, when I hear these stories of animal violence, it really affects me deeply to think that somebody could take their anger and their problems and all the negative aspects in their life against a defenseless animal who really can't do anything to stop this violence that's being done against it. I believe that everybody can do something to take action against animal violence. This could either be adopting an animal from your local shelter, volunteering at your local shelter, or even donating money or donating food to your local shelter. The SFSPCA and Animal Care and Control. And I believe that these organizations truly care about the fight against animal violence and really will do anything to stop it.
SPCA.
SPCA.